Hello, hello. Alrighty, well, here we go. Welcome, guys, to today's session on 21 ways to scale your business. Now, those of you who have met me before, you'll know I like to over-deliver. So, of course, I have more than 21 ways that you're going to be able to choose from to implement immediately or over time to grow your business. So get prepared for a super fast session. We go at a million miles an hour here. This session is absolutely being recorded for you. You're going to be able to go back and watch this whenever you please. And we are not going to muck around with anything other than getting stuff done. So hello, when I said we're going to do 21 ways, we're going to take you through 30 plus ways. Maybe you might want to challenge yourself to implement one of them a day for the next 30 days. Maybe this is something you might implement over the next 30 weeks, right? But either way, I want you guys to take away from this the opportunity to really see what might work for you in your business. I really want to change the view of this. Go with me 1 second so that we can see these screens better. How do I do that side-by-side thing? So you can see my screen at the same time. Letting me select that option. View. So very nice. I'm just going to see if I can do a side-by-side here. No, it's actually giving me the options. So I don't know what's going on with my Zoom today. I'm going to have me use a little tiny hole there. But no, right, should be right. Let's do that. All right, so hi everyone, my name is Sarah Cordiner. I'm going to be taking you through all of the different strategies today. Now, why am I qualified to do this? I am Female Entrepreneur of the Year 2023 in not one, but actually more than one award. I have grown a very, very significantly sized online business. I have got over 280,000 students in 181 countries. I also am the founder of Techmatics, the all-in-one business platform, a business that I've managed to grow from actual startup from zero to having a $15 million valuation in its first 12 months of operation. So I am sharing with you today a number of the strategies that I have used, having built all of my business and success from one of the most remote places in Australia. So I don't have access to all of the, didn't rather have access to all of the different resources that other people might have. And I want to prove to you today that most of these things you can do are absolutely free of charge or very, very, very low cost. I'm not going to go into paid ads or anything like that today. We all know about those. So, no, my great working. It's going to go good today, isn't it? Let's talk about, first of all, the difference between growth and scale. This is called how to scale your business. And there is a very different approach to growth and to scale. When we're talking about growth, we mean making our business bigger, right? Making more revenue, more money coming in, which usually means you're going to need more space, more people, more facilities to make that happen. And often, at least in the early stages of growth, that means lower profits because you have to invest in all these extra things to make a bigger operation. What you really want is scale, because scale means that you are increasing your profit. You're growing the amount of money that you keep from your business without necessarily growing your overheads. And going online is a really classic example of scaling, right? Because instead of having to get more offices and more staff, you can use automation and technology to be able to do more. And you don't necessarily have to have all of the space and all of the offices to be able to facilitate those operations, meaning that when you're scaling, you're actually making more profit, what you take home, rather than growth, which might mean more money going in, but usually means more money going out. We definitely want the scale option. So I'll be asking you guys, which version are you after? And the next sort of pre-frame to this is understanding that absolutely everything you do in your business must be profit focused. And a lot of people say, oh gosh, Sarah, that's really shallow. Are you going to be one of these goo-poos that's like, money, 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 show me the money, right? Well, yes, actually, because money is really important. Money is absolutely critical in business. And if we are not financially focused, if we are not making a profit from our business, it simply cannot sustain us. We cannot continue if that business isn't making a profit, if it's not going to pay our bills. And if we can't make that business continue to run, we're going to have a pretty tough time helping people and serving the world. So it's critical that every single social media post you put out there, you're asking yourself, how does this make me more money? How is this going to bring me more profit? Because if those blog posts aren't leading to some kind of call to action to bring you in a lead, if those social media posts don't have a call to action or are interspersed with sales, you're not going to make any money. And you need to. So keep your financial focus on in your brains, guys. It's absolutely essential. It's not shallow. It's not narrow-minded. It's not pig-headed for you to be focused on making more money. It is absolutely the lifeline of any business. Now, the other thing I want to pre-frame here before we go into our 30 plus ways to scale your business is that in order for any of this to work at all the things I'm going to share with you today, then I'm going to throw at you a ton of different strategies, a ton of different methods that you might choose from, that none of this is going to work unless you have a proper system behind it. Now, I know you can't completely see what's on this page right here because this is reserved for members of my Legends Lab, but I still want to show you what the sort of stages are behind properly systemizing a profitable business. So on your screen here, at the very, very top of your screen that you see, are a number of different marketing methods. You have on the green side, content marketing methods, and then you have general all other marketing methods. These are sort of methods of awareness, the way that people can discover you, can find you, come across you, see if they like you, have a little taste of you. And there are so many different ways of doing this. In terms of content marketing, what we mean here is what you might be used to seeing today, content going on social media, videos, images, text-based content that people can engage with, decide whether they like you from that content and whether or not they're going to then follow you or opt into anything that you're offering. In also content marketing, we're talking about the ways that we go out there and share our knowledge with the world, and also in how we hack the search engines to make sure that we are the ones being found when people are going to Google or into social platforms to search for something. And one of the biggest ways that people totally overlook is blogging. We're going to talk a little bit about that today as well. Blogging is still such a powerful way to get found, and so many people are putting it down lower in ranking and priority in their business and social media. Yet when you go to Google, what's the number one thing that comes up on Google search results? The biggest search engine in the world. It's blog posts. So, there's all these different ways that we can use content for the internet to start working for us and serving us. The other types of marketing methods, there's a huge array of them. Some of them are going to be covering today. And from here, as we move down this diagram, I want to explain what starts happening. If at the top, we've got all of the different ways that people can discover us and become aware of us, marketing, in this big yellow box in the middle, what we have then is the way in which we convert them from a viewer into somebody on our mailing list or somebody who has now become part of our ecosystem. This is where, for instance, they might have clicked on our link tree or opted into a free lead magnet or booked a call with us, whatever it might be, to basically have exchanged their contact information in some capacity. They've moved, oops, sorry, hit the microphone. They've moved from just seeing us to now being in our ecosystem. Now, as we keep moving down through this graph, as we kind of come to the sort of lower third section of this system, this visibility blueprint that you see on the screen here, is now we've got their email address. There needs to be an automated system for us to continue to build a relationship with that person, for them to continue to get to know us, and to be continuously offered all of the different ways that we can help them. So this is what normally I would recommend you put into an email automation. And if you like sum of this up really quickly without it sounding too techy, basically go and find the top 20 questions people are asking in your industry. Simply write down the answers to those questions, and that's going to give you 20 little emails that you then put into a simple sequence of emails that will then automatically be sent out to every single person who joins your mailing list. Basically meaning that as you're up there at the top of this chart, doing all your marketing, doing all of your visibility work, doing all of your going out there and getting discovered work, and they're opting in to whatever it is that you are offering in exchange for those contact details, are then being fed into that automatic sequence of emails that's going to continuously sell on your behalf. This I've had in place for at least 9 years now, and it is absolutely everything. If you are relying on manually responding to leads, manually following up with people that you've met, you are simply not going to be able to work at the capacity required to make the conversions that you need to make. One of the biggest things I'm seeing on social media today, the questions I'm seeing asked is, are sales down? Is there some kind of financial crisis in the world? Are less people spending money? The answer to that is absolutely no, they are not spending less money. People are still, the same amount of dollars are still circulating as freely as they ever have around the world. But the way that people choose to buy most definitely is changing. This is what's important for you to know. Now, back in the olden days, for those of us who were the early internet sellers, it was, I must admit, a lot easier for us to sell back then. We could put a couple of posts on Facebook. It was also new and novel. We did potentially make a few sales from just putting something up on Facebook. Right now, that's called like 1 or 2 touch points, right? We could just tell people about it a couple of times, and those that are interested would opt in. Today, recent research has come out to say that it takes on average a minimum of 22 touch points, i.e. people seeing you on Facebook, seeing you on social, seeing you in their inbox, seeing you in their SMSs, seeing you on stage somewhere, a minimum of 22 of those before they will even engage. So that's not to make a sale. That's before they will even consider exchanging a contact information in general. Now that's a lot. So it's not that people are not buying, guys, they absolutely are. People are just taking a much longer time to make decisions. It takes a lot longer today to get people to trust you on the internet and out there in the big wide world than it used to, because people are more aware of the very few scammers that are really taking away people's trust. So keep this in mind. Do not be in any way disheartened if you are seeing a drop in sales, if you're not seeing sales yet at all. All of this can be fixed with basic strategy. And the money that you can make, the profitability that can come into your business, the scale that you can reach is directly proportionate to the amount of marketing that you are putting in. It is absolute basic math. And if you know what your conversion rates are, if you're using a CRM or a platform like Techmatics, it says on your main dashboard what your conversion rates are. If you know you need to make 100 sales to pay the bills, and your conversion rate's 1%, you need to get in front of 1,000 highly targeted customers in order to make that many sales, right? It's just simple maths. And the people who are not making enough money has nothing to do with their product. It has everything to do with the fact that they're simply not marketing enough of the time to enough people, long enough of the time, which by the way needs to be all of the time, and to the right target audience. Sharing something on your Facebook page or your Facebook profile does not mean that you're doing effective marketing, because your friends are not necessarily your target audience customers. So also keep that in mind as well. Now, at the very bottom of this strategic system you have on your screen are all of the different kinds of things you could be selling. It could be giving away freebies, low-priced digital products or physical products. You have the mid-range products. We'll be talking much more about different things you can sell later. We're going to be talking about potentially coaching programs, services. It could be retreats and experiences. But basically, the whole point of this system, if you want to make profit, is you need to be out there as much as possible. And every single piece of content you're putting out there marketing has some kind of call to action that's going to lead to you getting those contact details, that will lead to an automated email sequence where you're going to warm and sell to people on autopilot. And every single one of those emails and everything at the top should be filtering down to selling the things that you sell that are there to help change people's lives. So with that system and that strategy in mind, I am now going to speak even faster than I just did to take you through over the next 2 hours, literally 30 plus completely different ways that you can scale your business. Now, some of you might get super excited by what I'm going to share with you. Others may get completely overwhelmed by the first few. Please stick with me and choose just 1 or 2 of these things. And I'm going to get you, as you go through this, to share in the chat which ones you're going to implement. I want you to be like, yes, I'm definitely going to implement this one. No, this one's not for me. Not all of these are for everyone. Not all of these are going to fit every single business right now. but take away from it the ones that you feel are going to work for you. Now, tip number one is if you want to scale, if you want to reach more people and make more profit, you need to be targeting every sector of the market. Now, in Sarah's world, the planet isn't round, it's a triangle, because this basically represents our marketplace. At the bottom of the market, you have the biggest portion of the world, the majority of people who have less disposable income. Now, not stereotyping, guys, this is just kind of the way that the world works. Roughly 80% of the population have less disposable income and 20% of the population have the majority of the world's wealth. So down at the bottom in that lower disposable income range, we actually have the biggest volume, the highest, biggest marketplace to serve. Now, this means if you want to sell to the biggest sized market there is on earth, you need to know that for them to buy, your products have to be lower priced. And so here we're thinking low price, but high volume. If any of you heard the Dollar Shave Club, they were selling razors for $1. When they went to their investors, they were laughed out of the door, going, you can't possibly make a profit selling razors for $1, right? It ended up selling for billions with a B because they targeted the mass low-priced market and went for high volume. Those of you selling courses, this is again, if you want to have a lower price course, once you've filmed that self-study program, any dollar you make from the day that you sold your first one is essentially going to be 100% profit because it's completely serves itself, it delivers itself, the student consumes it themselves without any overheads at all on your part in terms of staffing, right? So you can really go for this big volume in order to make the bigger profits. And then as we move up through the triangular market, the Sarah's world of the triangle, at the very, very top, you then have people who have high disposable incomes, who desire and crave the VIP experience. These are your people that are going to pay more to have a done service done for them. They're going to pay more to have an immersive or real high quality experience, maybe your retreats, your boot camps. And then of course, you've got your mid-market in the middle who are going to pay more of a mid-tier price range. Now, just to give you some rough idea, people always go, well, what are the prices in each of these sections? Obviously, this varies dramatically depending on your industry, what you're selling, what your qualifications are, and so on. But if I was going to give you a really generalized rough guide, down in your low price but high volume ticket area, you're talking anything under $300. Okay, anything under $300 is a lot of a less hard sell. And if you really want to go mass market, high volume, and get as many people as possible through the door, i.e., if your goal is to change as many lives as possible, I would even consider making these lower priced options less than $100 because that again is even more of an easier sell. Then right at the middle, you'll be looking at anything from the sort of $300 mark to about $2,000 mark would be something that might fit in your mid price, particularly if you're offering payment plans. And then in your top price, you're talking anything from the $2,000 upwards for that service, for that experience, whatever it is that you're selling to people. So the first thing I want you guys to do after today's session is ask yourself, what do I sell right now? And what else can I sell so that I have something to offer the market in every single one of these market sectors? What is the low priced version of what you do? What is the middle priced version of what you do? And what is the high priced version of what you do? So in my example, I teach people how to create courses and set up their tech. I have everything from free training to really low price stuff. You guys are watching one of my free trainings right now. I then have middle priced courses, and then I've got my Legends Lab, which is at my mid price. And then at the top, I've got done for you course creation services and course creation bootcamp experiences. So what is your equivalent of having a product or a service or something to sell and help people with in every single one of these market stages? Number two, to scale your business, you need to be collecting email addresses. And to do this, you need to have some kind of lead magnet. By lead magnet, we mean something that you give away for free in exchange for an email address. And all you have to do this is create a form that just says opt into whatever it is. When someone submits that form behind the scenes, it automatically then delivers whatever you're giving away for free. So obviously it needs to be digital for this to work. It could be the recording of a workshop, it could be a template. You could go into Canva and create a pretty ebook or an e-guide. But either way, using a platform like Techmatics will allow you to create the form and then send the automatic response with the freebie in it. And all of you who are on today's workshop have seen this happen in real life because you opted into my free training today. And this is live, albeit it's digital, it's live. And you guys got sent an email saying, here's the access to the recording, or today's session, sorry. And then it sent you reminders. And then of course, I'm now going to have the recording after this to be able to repurpose across socials and to continuously generate me leads by making it an evergreen webinar. A few food for thought there for you, but if you have not yet got a lead magnet, you must do this. So please pop in the chat how many people are going to go and create a lead magnet as a result of today's training. Who's creating a lead magnet? Let us know. Number 3, the third way to scale your business is to create opt-in forms and information gathering forms. Now, this is a little bit like collecting, giving away a lead magnet, but you can be using this in all kinds of ways. You can be doing it to do not just like these registrations or you're getting email addresses for lead magnets. You can also do this to collect information. You could be doing surveys. You can even be doing quizzes. We'll talk a little bit about that later. But by collecting information from people, maybe you could, for instance, say anyone who fills in this form, which asks a few questions about them, their life, their business, whatever it is that you help people with, I will come back and give you a free call or a free report or a free suggestion, right? This is another way to kind of encourage people to give you their information and share information about themselves so that you can give them really customized responses back based on the information they've given you. Tip number 4 for building up your business and scaling your business is to create quizzes. Now, many of you have probably seen those quizzes on social media, like what kind of potato are you? What kind of animal are you? Like all of these, people love to find out things about themselves. We are inherently self-interested as human beings. And it's really easy to create little quizzes that will ask them a bunch of questions. And then you can send those people customized emails, customized offerings, even put them into customized sales processes based on the result that came out. And this is such a fascinating way to get leads because basically what you're doing is you're just simply creating a survey and you're asking these different questions. Each answer gives them a score number behind the scenes. The system automatically adds up that score. And as you can see, here's a screenshot of an automation. Based on the way that they respond, they get fed down different pathways, which can then start whole other automations. Now, you basically have key information about your customer that you can now use to customize the sales pitch that you give them. And I hate using the word sales pitch. What I mean more is the sales journey. Now, my example of this is I have a quiz called What Type of Course Should You Create? So people take this quiz and they find out whether for them, where they're at right now, based on their answers, whether it's a lead magnet they need to create, whether it's a self-study course, whether it's a coaching program, or whether it's a membership. So by answering those questions, they've now got help because they now know which thing they should be focusing on, which is usually most people's challenge. But now I put them into different sequences saying, here's 10 ways to create your membership. So somebody came out as that result. I now send them helpful information on how to build a membership through their emails. And of course, at the bottom of each of those emails, it says, and if you want my help, here are all the different ways that I can help you create a membership, right? So this is how you can really customize the way that you're nurturing people and upskilling them. And quizzes still today have by far the most highest opt-in rates out there for free things that are given away. So you might want to give this a go. We do at Techmatics have this as a feature on the Techmatics platform, and our team can set it up for you as well. That is a service fee, by the way. So do let us know if you'd like a quote on that. But this is really powerful. This one quiz alone, I've had operating since about 2017. And still to this day, it brings me in leads. And I've got probably thousands, 6,000-7,000 worth of customers out of this particular quiz. So it's very effective. Pop in the chat if this is something, creating a quiz is going to be something that you guys are planning to do. Number 5, the 5th way that you can massively scale your business is through networking events, conferences, and dare I even say it, speaking. Now, I know most of you would rather go to the dentist and pull your own teeth out without anesthetic than stand in front of people and talk. However, many of you may have seen that before me on social medias, I do this a lot, and it has been really, really a massive contributor to how I've been able to scale my own business so dramatically. Now, this is a controversial line, so speakers, please put your fingers in your ears if you don't want to be offended by what I'm going to say next. I am a professional speaker, but my personal, very controversial opinion is that speaking for free can make you very, very rich. Now, a lot of speakers will say you should never speak for free. That's okay. I'm not saying they're wrong. Everyone has very different business models, okay? And that's why it depends on the business model that you have. For me, I see walking into a room of your target customers as the most cost-effective, highest return on investment strategy for marketing there is. Now, yes, you can sit back and spend money on paid ads. That's fine. That also works. But I find that the opt-in rates and the conversion rates to whatever it is that you're selling are way higher when you're in a room meeting people. So if you're too afraid to do speaking, then please at least attend networking events. As you see on the screen here, I've got a screenshot where I would simply go to Google and type in my town and then whatever kind of event. So my town networking, my town speed networking, my town business conference, like whatever your thing is. If you work with parents, my town parenting conference. Where are your audience? And if you are too scared to speak, at least turn up, speak to as many people as you possibly can, and collect as many business cards as you possibly can. Yes, people still use them today. So if you haven't got any, go and print some, or get a digital QR code that you can make on Canva and at least have that around your neck so you can go and scan as many people as you possibly can. And then what this is going to do is I, at the end of every single conference or event I've been to, usually come away with a massive pile of business cards. I scan them all with my mobile phone. There's a number of different card scanning apps you can use. Most of them today are brilliant. And then I literally import that CSV file straight up into my Techmatics contacts area. Now, how do I get the speaking gigs for free at these events? I simply Google all of the events that are coming up that might have my target audience in the room, and I send that organizer an email saying, hey, I'm an expert in, I would love to come and deliver a presentation to your audience on the following topic where they're going to learn the following things. Now, I usually charge for my speaking because I'm a professional speaker. However, I'd love to have a chat with you about maybe how we could collaborate and make it a win-win for everyone. Boom, conversations begin. And you will always find that you can then negotiate and say, well, I can at least have all of the list of contacts in the room who register on the day. Can I sell from the stage? Like, you can negotiate around all of these different options. But my main goal is to be able to get in front of that room, share as much helpful stuff as I possibly can, because it's always the person who's the most helpful in the room that wins. And to come away with a bunch of contacts that obviously then I can begin to throw into my nurture sequence, communicate with, continue to sell and help to, and hopefully turn into customers. So the sixth way for you to massively scale your business is to create a link page. What's a link page? A link page is basically a page on the internet, a web page. It will have your domain, so it might be yourdomain.com/links. And this is where you list all of the important links in your business. So for instance, this might be, you'll see up on the screen, I've got an example, a way that people can opt in to your list. It can be your courses, it can be your freebies, it could be the link to your calendar where they can book a paid call with you, and all of your other social media links as well. Once you've created this, you then are going to put that link on all of your social media bios. So people in the chat, let me know if you're live here today, who already has a link tree and who does not have a link tree. Now, inside Techmatics, the all-in-one business platform, we've built a number of link tree templates for you. You can have unlimited link trees on Techmatics account. and they all are completely editable into your branding. So there's a whole bunch of these already made, and you can edit them however you like. But you need to be taking this link tree. So those of you especially who already have one, make sure it's in your Facebook bio, your LinkedIn bio, your Instagram bio, make sure it's in your TikTok bio, make sure it's in the footer of your email signature, and make sure it's on every single slide deck that you use to present on, whether it's online or in person, and make sure that it's part of the QR your QR code goes to on your business cards, on your leaflets, on your flyers, on your neck tag if you're out conferencing and eventing, because this is the one page you want to send everyone to, where they can see everything you have, every link you have, all in one place. And we do set these up for you on Techmatics if you don't want to do it yourself. Like I said, we've made the templates already, so it's really not hard. But if you want one of our team to do that for you at Techmatics, we can. Okay, number 7, the 7th way for you to massively scale your business is to be able to deal with unlimited client communication 24 hours a day. Now, most of us as business owners are the bottleneck in our business, right? A lot of the time when a sale hasn't been made, it's because they're waiting for us to get back to them, or we're waiting for them to get back to us, or vice versa. You can eliminate all of this waiting and all of this human created bottlenecking in your business by turning on an AI bot. Now, inside Techmatics, there's a screenshot on the screen here. We basically have a 2-minute setup bot. You turn it on by pressing the on button. That's as simple as what turning it on means, turning it on. And it will connect to your Facebook Messenger. It connects to your Instagram Messenger, your SMS, your Google Business Messenger, and a whole other bunch of different channels. And all incoming communication to those locations, your bot will take over, will literally have human conversations with that person, and will sell for you and book people into appointments for you in your calendar. 24 hours a day, never gets tired, doesn't take a day off. You can now scale because all of your comms are being answered. It will take your URL from your website, scan it in seconds, learn everything about your business from your website, and you can also add unlimited Q&As inside the training area in your AI bot in Techmatics, so that it can learn and be trained to answer any question that it will ever receive about your business and exactly how you want that question answered. So who's going to turn on an AI bot in their business? Go grab Techmatics or turn your bot on. Again, if you need help, there's 24-hour chat support in Techmatics. You can just go onto the live chat support. They're there 24 hours a day. They can walk you through turning it on if you're having any trouble. So please go and do that. All right, the 8th way to scale your business is to get serious about content marketing. Those of you who are here at the beginning of today's session will have seen at the very, very start, my visibility blueprint means you're only going to get sales if you're marketing. And if you are thoughtful and strategic about your content marketing, this can change the game for you. Now, when people type my topic into Google, course creation, and so on, it is my stuff that dominates tens and thousands of the pages on Google. And I mean that quite literally. I think something like 8,000 pages comes up in keywords that are associated with my topic that relate back to my stuff. And this is because when you are creating content, you need to be focused on discoverability, not likes. I'm going to come to that in a second. Oh, that's interesting how my numbers have gone. I've just realized I'm going the wrong way. You really need to be focusing on getting yourself inside the search engines. When you create a video or a blog post or a post on social media, a lot of people instantly then obsess on, did anyone comment on it? Did anyone like it? Is it going viral? That is the complete opposite of the point. Now, of course, it would be great if those things happen. But what you've done when you've created content, especially when it's video content and blog content on YouTube and your website, is you've now created something, you've put a book on the shelf in the library, you have created something that is searchable and discoverable for the rest of time. Because now as somebody goes to Google and types in that question, and you have a blog or a video that is titled with the same matching question, Google's job is literally to match your content with that question forever. And so this kind of content becomes vintage. It accumulates reviews over time. It accumulates more intelligence about the kind of people who are searching and being matched with your content. And over time, Google starts to work for you. And now the search engines are doing deals with Google so that social media-based content like TikTok, YouTube, lives, and Facebook page content, business page content, is also coming up on search results. Please focus more on the strategy behind getting your stuff coming up in Google rather than worrying about whether it gets liked in the moment. Now, here's to add to this. A lot of people have been saying lately, but now with AI, people aren't Googling anymore. SEO is going to be dead. Well, I call rubbish on that. And I think today, one of the things that you could be focusing on and should be focusing on more than doing silly dances on TikTok, which by the way, I absolutely love. I highly encourage silly dancing on TikTok. But more than that, take a pause on the fun dancing and focus on creating right now as much content on your blog as you possibly can, because legislation will and is currently being created and put together for the Wild West of AI. We've got to remember that we are now in a world where legislation hasn't yet had time to be built around this, and it's already coming into place that the AI bots, the AI search scrapers are going to have to begin to source where they're pulling their information from. And so AI is basically going to be becoming another digital assistant for us in the future, because I've already created 9, 10 plus years worth of digital content on my topic. Well, now, can you imagine if someone goes to ChatGPT and says, what are the 10 steps to creating a course? And ChatGPT pumps out this list of 10 steps and says, this is from Sarah Cordiner on sarahcordiner.com and links back to my website. In the future, I'm going to have ChatGPT working for me. And it's going to come, guys. It really is. Like, it's going to have to source its information. Copyright's a thing. And so this is really important for us to wrap our heads around. Less likes, more discoverability. Now, back to the strategy. I'm going to go back one step again here. Back to the strategy is this needs to go back to what it is that you're selling. And I always say to people, like, plan out the next 12 months and what you're going to be doing or offering or promoting in each of the upcoming 12 months. Have you got a workshop running? Is there a particular product that you're putting out there? Is there a particular service that you're going to be releasing? Is there a special offer you have going on? And once you know, I just literally get 12 pieces of paper out on the floor and write on them January, February, March, April, May. So I've got all 12 months that are coming up in front of me. And I just go, what's the one main thing I want to promote in each of those months? And then today's month, whatever month we're in right now, the social media content and topics that I'm discussing all relate to the thing that I'll be promoting or selling next month. Because then in all of the content that you're putting out there, all of the questions that you're answering, all of the tips that you're giving, you can end with a call to action that says, and I'm running a workshop on exactly this next month, sign up here. Or I have a special service or a special discount running on this next month, join here. This is that visibility blueprint again. Your content marketing relates down to the thing that you're selling. So for me, this particular month, recording this, we're in April. This month's main training in my Legends Lab is called How to Write and Publish a Book on Amazon. So a lot of my content for the rest of this month is going to be about publishing and writing books, because it's going to feed people to come into that next workshop. Get the point? Get strategic about your content marketing and start producing SEO discoverable content, because that is what is going to change your entire scalability level. So step number 10 for scaling your business dramatically is to get yourself on video. And I know that not everyone enjoys doing this. I know that it's super confronting. It's really, really hard to get good at camera. And that's because none of us fall out of the womb knowing how to present to a camera. It's not part of our natural biology. It's something that man created. And the only way to get good at it is to look down the barrel of that lens and embarrass yourself as much as possible. Those of us that can put one word in front of the other have simply gone through those phases over a long period of time of forgetting our own name on camera. So you have to just keep putting yourself in that scary, confronting position. And the more you do it, the more the physiological and biological reactions in your body that are screaming, danger, danger, begin to familiarize themselves in that environment, realize we're not going to die. And those physiological and biological reactions calm down a little bit more each time, slowly, 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 until eventually your neurons can start firing effectively. You can now speak at all, let alone coherently. And the more you watch yourself back, yes, you've got to get used to comfortable watching yourself back as well. The more you do it, the better you get. This is purely a learned skill. And if I hear anyone say, oh, she's just a natural on camera, I want to whack them with a wet fish, because it's taken me 15 years of looking and feeling like an absolute wally to be able to present to camera today. And anyone else who goes through the same amount of practice that I forced myself to go through can also get there as well. Okay, there's no such thing as being a natural. Everything comes down to practice, 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 and that's it. But in today's digital world, with all of this AI that's coming along, with people who are going to become less trusting of particularly text-based content, it's really important that we are sticking our faces on that camera, because it's the best way to show who we are, how we speak, how we communicate. It's like having the little lick of cheese at the deli counter, right? That little proverbial taste. When you've had a taste of the cheese and you like it, yummy, you might end up buying the whole entire block. And that's what happens with our audience. And in the other way too, we also repel away the people who are not going to be our vibe. We want to make sure that in that taste test, we're not getting people coming back for a refund saying, I hate this cheese, it's disgusting, right? We want them to go, I've had a little taste, I absolutely love it, I love you. And you're pulling the right people into your tribe and into your community. Video is by far the highest engaging, highest converting method of all of the types of content that you can create. Be brave, go for it. People are going to love you. Okay, the 11th way to dramatically scale your business is to repurpose all of your content. Now, a lot of us have been banging on about repurposing for years, and lucky for people in business today, now there is a ton of software that does it for you at the click of the button, rather than the years of tedious labor that those of us who've been in this game a long time used to have to go through. So what I recommend you do with repurposing in general is start with the video. If you're doing a workshop like I'm doing right now, some of you might be watching this recording on social media later and in a tiny little clip. It's come from a giant webinar. Those of you live today, I record the webinars. If you're doing workshops, record them. Now, I have in today's recording a mobile phone recording to one side of me, and I have a laptop with a webcam recording in front of me. Now, the phone is recording in portrait, so I can use this session for social media snippets. The laptop is recording, so I can use this later as an evergreen webinar. Perfect example. Now, one of the tools I really love to use, even when I'm making really short little social media videos from my phone, is I upload all of my videos to Descript. I do have an affiliate link, sarahcordiner.com/Descript. Basically, this will automatically transcribe your video content. You can add the captions, but the best bit is that when you edit the text, that edits the video. So if there's a bit of text in there where you start mumble jumbling and I've forgotten my words, you delete the bit that says I've forgotten my words, and it literally cuts that part of the video out just by deleting the text. It's amazing. Now, the other thing I love about Descript, I should be getting some kind of like special promotion for this, but is that you now have AI functionality in Descript. So you can now go to the top bar and say, please extract me 17 social media snippets from this transcript. Boom. And it will just extract those snippets for you that you can then resave as social media snippets. Boom, it's absolutely amazing. Now, the great thing about the fact that you've now transcribed it is you can now use the transcription of your video for writing blog posts, sharing those on blogging promotional platforms like, you know, LinkedIn articles and Medium and those kinds of places. You can turn those into emails. You can take little quote snippets from it and turn them into quote cards and image cards. And you can even start taking all of these transcripts and pumping them into your own GPT clone of yourself so that it begins to learn how you speak, how you write, and all of the content that comes out of your face so that it can now start duplicating you for even bigger scalability down the line. If you're not sure how to create a GPT clone of yourself, I do have a workshop on that. Send me an email and I'll forward you the link to it. But this is now where you can start to take one single video, one workshop recording, one social media video that you've made, and turn it into multiple pieces of content that now sit at the top of that visibility blueprint you have, that are all going to filter down into you scaling more and making more profit. Absolute game changer. All right. Tip number 12 for scaling your business dramatically is to dominate that Google platform with blogs. Now, I've already talked today about how important content marketing is and how important it's going to continue to be. The whole point of this is so that you get found on Google when people type in questions. Now, as much as people obsess over social media, Google is still the #1 place people go to get their questions answered. There are billions with a B of searches per day on Google with how do I get, how do I be, how do I have, how do I achieve, how do I not have, how do I avoid? All of these questions are constantly being pumped into Google. If you are writing blog posts that match those questions, so there's the clue. If you make the blog post title the question that people are typing into Google, you are more likely to have your blog post come up in their search results, because Google's job is simply an indexing platform. It matches the search term to the question that's being typed in, as far as the closest terminology matches. So to find out what those questions are that your audience are asking, you can go to something like answerthepublic.com. Answerthepublic.com is a public website. You type in your topic, and it will basically tell you what the highest volume search questions were on Google in your topic in the previous 24 to 48 hours. Insane. All you have to do is answer those questions. And like I said, this kind of content building and indexing on Google is also going to be what AI and ChatGPT and other AI information data scraping tools are going to have to source their sources in the future. So you're going to want to have as much content out there as possible to get GPT working for you and sending people to your website down the line. One of the things I love, and this is so obnoxious, but it's funny, is I typed into ChatGPT, who are the top course creation coaches in the world? I am very pleased to say that yours truly made ChatGPT's list. Why? Because I have so much content on Google. This proves already that GPT is scanning the internet and it is crawling all of the data that it finds that is publicly available. The search engines don't know what's in your head. They can't crawl your brain yet. So you've got to help the system work for you by feeding it your information and feeding it your brain. It's going to come back and work for you in the future. So give it a shot. Oh, for some reason my thing isn't working here. All right. 13. Tip number 13 for scaling your business is you can obviously blog on your own platform, but this is to guest blog on other people's platforms. There are tons of different sites out there, online magazines, online blogs, online platforms, other people's websites who accept your content and will publish your content on their blog and expose you to their subscribers, and basically duplicates the amount of search results with your name and your links that are coming up in Google search results. So one of the things that I do is I simply type into Google, this is actually the formula that I use. You type in your keyword, the person you are targeting. Who is it that you are targeting? And then in square brackets, write for us. Who you're targeting, square brackets, write for us. If you stick that bad boy into Google, it's going to give you all of the online platforms that accept guest writers. So all I do is I simply record all of these different platforms, all of these different distributors into a big fat Google sheet. And then I send out an email every single time I've created a new video, which has been then transcribed and turned into a blog post. Here's my latest content. And you can actually become a regular columnist in a number of platforms, or different distributors will take your content on. They will link back to your site, which means your site has more backlinks. That's all this term backlinks means, is someone else has put a link to your website on their website, which then increases Google's reputation of you and your website, which lifts you up in the search engine results yet again. And you're going to get exposed to their audiences, scaling your business, and you're also going to come up in your search results. Awesome. Number 14, the 14th way to scale your business is through email marketing. Now, I have mentioned today how important email marketing is. It's a fundamental part of my profitability and visibility blueprint, and it should be part of yours as well. People really underestimate email marketing, and a lot of people out there are going, email marketing's dead, right? If anyone's saying to you email marketing is dead, it means their emails are poo. It's as simple as that, right? Human beings are human beings, emails still send. If yours are not sending, it means you haven't got your DNS settings set up correctly. And as the changes that came into effect on the 1st of February 2024 happened, they will have completely messed up your deliverability rates. So if you're not making sales through emails, we need to either look at the content that's in those emails, make them more human, clue, make them more helpful and about the other person, not about you. And also thirdly, get a grown up to check whether your DNS settings are correct. And we've got plenty of those over at Techmatics. As part of you joining Techmatics, we set up all of your DNS email deliverability settings free of charge as part of your onboarding. So please make sure you got that right. The emails are not dead at all. And in fact, I still sell out year on year, well over 6 figures in my course creation group coaching programs by just emailing my list. I have never done paid ads for my coaching programs. It's just sending out emails. Now, you can obviously manually write up your emails out, or you can do what this tip is all about, which is RSS-based emails. What is that, you might ask? All this is literally putting in a link to your blog feed or your YouTube feed. You dump it inside your Techmatics email builder, and then you say to the system, please send out an email every week or every month, the frequency you choose, and press save. And from that point onwards, Techmatics will send out your latest blog posts or YouTube videos on autopilot. It basically makes your own newsletter without you touching anything. It will suck in whatever blog or video you published in that particular week, including the title, the thumbnail, and the hyperlink, and it sends out to your list on your behalf. So you're now giving out this helpful information, getting your content consumed, and likely scaling and making more sales because you have email marketing working for you, and even better, completely automated email marketing working for you. And again, the team at Techmatics can set this up for you for a very small fee. By very small fee, I mean $50. So it's pretty easy to get that set up for you. All you got to do is book a call with one of the tech experts. Alrighty. Step number 15 for creating more sales in your business and scaling that profit bottom line is to get some more sales. Now, I call this particular strategy a sales reactivation email. All this is what's called the 9-word email. This was, I believe, coined by Jim Rohn, who is one of the granddaddies of marketing. But he basically said, if you send out this 9-word email, it can give you a big flurry of sales conversations beginning. And it goes like this. Here's the 9-word email. Hi, first name. Are you still thinking about? And then insert whatever it is that you help people get, the result that you help people get. So for instance, hi, first name. Are you still thinking about creating an online course? ? From Sarah. Let me know, right? That will get people coming back saying, oh yeah, I am actually, oh man, I've been meaning to get back to that. It starts this response, it starts the sales conversation. Yours might be, are you still thinking about running Facebook ads? Are you still thinking about losing weight? Are you still thinking about blah, 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 right? This is going to be an amazing way for you to make more sales. Now, what I do, take it one step from there, is I then create a simple automation where I put this email on repeat. I simply have wait for 90 days and then go back to the beginning, send it again. Wait for 90 days and send it again. And every 3 months, this email is going to go out to your list. again, creating a little reactivation of sales conversations completely on autopilot. How good is this? So many of us, I don't know about you, there's things I'm like, I need to get to that, I need to get to that, but life's so busy, I need to get to that. And it's the person who keeps checking in with me, it's the person who keeps reminding me, hey, I'm still here for you, whose services I end up buying. And it's them going, do you still want to do this? And I'm like, oh, yes, all right, let's just get it done. Right, life takes over. Please don't think you're being pushy. It's a question, not a sales pitch. So it's a really nice way for you to create that engagement. The 16th way for you to scale your business and to make way more profit is to turn on the abandoned cart automation inside your Techmatics account. And if you're not using Techmatics, you can set this up, I assume, in one of the platforms you're using. But basically, it has been told inside data that the average checkout abandonment rate is as high as 80+%, i.e. the amount of people that go to the checkout, they go to buy something from you, and then for whatever reason, they don't proceed with the sale. They either have last minute chicken wings, right, and chicken out, or, you know, the cat's on fire ringing past you, the doorbell's gone, whatever, something else got their attention. This abandoned cart follow-up sequence can recover over 50% of your lost sales instantaneously just by switching it on. So all you do inside Techmatics is you just go to workflows, you click on abandoned cart sequence, switch it on, and then you can edit the text inside the emails. As an example of what an abandoned cart sequence looked like there. But basically the system will track that somebody was touched the checkout or was on the checkout page. And if they didn't fill it in, it will then automatically kick in the sequence. So you can say, oh no, first name, I see that you were going to buy my X, Y, and Z thing, but you didn't. Hope everything's okay. Here's a discount coupon if you come back, right? Absolute game changer for scaling your bottom line. Number 17 for growing and scaling your business is to create your own affiliate program. This means that you're basically creating an army of people who are promoting your product or service, and you pay them a commission for every single new referral or business that they bring you. This really incentivizes people to promote you and talk about you and go out there and share your things with others. So this is obviously the rate that you give is going to depend on what it is that you're selling. If it's something that's labor intensive or has high overheads to produce, the affiliate commission you give them might be lower. If it's a digital product, why not incentivize it by giving a much higher affiliate commission? Because it doesn't really cost you anything to deliver upon the product and service. So inside your Techmatics account, you can actually create unlimited affiliate programs for unlimited affiliate products, for unlimited affiliates. It's very, very straightforward to set up. But again, we do have our tech experts that can help you get that set up. But this affiliate program strategy can dramatically scale your business because you can have not just you promoting, but potentially thousands, hundreds of thousands of other affiliates who are out there promoting you as well. And if that isn't a multiplication of scale, I don't know what is. The 18th way to scale your business is to stop missing your calls. Now, of course, that's impossible. You can't literally be sat there by your phone all of the time, picking up every single call that comes along 24 hours a day. But you can go into Techmatics and turn on an automated missed call text back, meaning that if you're up on stage speaking, if you're running an online course session, if you're up on a roof fixing the chimney, perhaps you're a plumber, maybe you're in the salon doing someone's hair, whatever it might be that you do, your phone rings, you don't answer it. What will happen here in this automation is that the system will see that there was a missed call and it will text that call number back and say, hey, Sarah here. Sorry, I'm up on a roof at the moment. I'm delivering a webinar to 600. Like to book a call with Sarah while you're here? Sure, here's the link to her calendar. This is unreal. Now your bot takes over your calls, your sales, and everything. You don't have to answer the phone anymore.
And by definition, if I win, you must lose. Whereas some of the best negotiations try to bring the parties together in a way so that
I'm back. Sorry, my internet went then. Speaker. Okay, you can all hear me okay? Cool, sorry about that. We've got a very funny internet going on here, but that came in at a good moment. Alrighty. Okay, method number 19 for scaling your business is to automate the reviews that you get for your business. Reviews can help you get 89% more business. A lot of us, are going to pick places that have been recommended to us that we can see other people have used before. That trust factor, especially in today's world, is really, really important. So you need to have a system that's going to automatically request reviews every single time you deliver a service, you deliver a product, or somebody comes on a call with you, has a consult with you, whatever it might be. And Techmatics actually has a system to automatically send a review request to your Google, to your Facebook reviews page, any external review system you use, after they've finished a call, after they've purchased a service, or after they've purchased any kind of product. So this is a really great way for you to get more reviews, build up the trust, and obviously make more sales. Okay, 20th way for you to grow your business is to commercialize your knowledge. As you guys know, it's one of my favorite topics. I help people commercialize their knowledge and IP. Knowledge is not power, it's money. In fact, it's power too, but it's also money. So one of the things I always say to people when I'm working with organizations, institutions, large companies, solo businesses is, what knowledge have you got that you're not selling? Because most of you are not selling all the stuff in your head, and the stuff in your head is the most profitable and valuable stuff that you could possibly be putting out to the market. Now, when it comes to your knowledge, you could be turning the things that you know, your tips, your life experiences, into little guides, little e-guides. They could be mini workshops. They could be ebooks. They can be self-study online courses. They can be coaching programs. They could be workshops, live or recorded. They could be immersive boot camps. They could be consulting, conferences, done with you or done for you services. Here on the screen, you'll see a whole bunch of different methods that you could be using to package up and sell your intellectual property, the knowledge that you have, right from your low price stuff to your high price stuff. Remember, the market, the industry, the world is a triangle, not a circle in the business world. Looking at this model will go, for the topic that you have, what could you create that's free, that's low price, that's mid price, that's high price, that fits into one, some, or even, if you're crazy enough, all of these different ways of packaging up your IP. If you want to know how to create more products and services and commercialize your IP, do come and check out my Legends Lab, because that's exactly what we do in there. We help people become well-known leading experts in their field of expertise by packaging up their IP and marketing it at a global scale. But I'm just going to flip through a couple of ideas here for your lower price products, your mid-price products, and your high tier products. Low tier products, hands up who's going to create more low tier to go mass market. This could be things like webinars, challenges, mini courses, ebooks, digital downloads, templates, guides, daily tips, daily meditations, right? These are all small digital things or small low effort things that you can basically be giving away in exchange for either a free or a low priced offer so that you can impact a mass market sector. From there, you might have mid-price monetization options. This is where people might be paying a little bit more to access full online courses or coaching calls, consults with you. Maybe you've got bigger self-study programs in there. Perhaps this is a membership. So for instance, my membership would sit inside the mid-tier range, the Legends Lab. This is where people get access to a live workshop with me once a month, 2 Q&A calls with me every single month, and over 90 plus on-demand micro trainings on everything they need to do to become an expert in their field and stand out globally in their field of expertise. And perhaps you have in-person workshops. These are all ways that you can create these mid-tier pricing options in the commercializing of your IP. And of course, we want to target every end of the market. So at a higher end of the market, we could be thinking about doing done with you services, done for you services, retreats and boot camps. Maybe you're selling like an annual plan to some of your offerings that you have in your education side. But this is where you can really start adding on the zeros and the results that your people are getting. So as an example, for me, I have done for you course creation services, and depending on the size of the project, how big the course or courses are, whether people want filming, whether they want all their tech set up for them, that's going to be a quote-based higher ticket service. And I also have a full VIP course creation done with me day service. I can see there's some people on the call today who have done that with me. So hello. Yay, Camille's there, I can see. And this basically is where people come to my home or to a venue for a full day. We map out their courses. We also have my professional film crew now come along to those as well. And the whole course is filmed highly professionally, all of your tech set up, and we have champagne and dinner at the end of the night together as well. So you can see here how you can start thinking to yourself, what kind of higher ticket experiences or services could I be building to reach that top end of the market? And if any of you do want to go and check out my course creation services, sarahcorden.com/services, and that will just show you, again, if you just want to have a look for an example, you just want to see how I've done this and laid this out to my customers, what ideas it might give you for yours. Now, the 24th way for you to scale your business is with webinars, live and evergreen. The people here who are live today, you are here on a live webinar. And this is the strategy, guys, that I use for most of my webinars, is I deliver the first one live. And this gives you a great opportunity to have that live, like sort of interaction, bring people to the table, turning on the recording. And this then will ensure that you've captured that resource for using and repurposing later. What I do with my webinars is not only do I break up all of the content and use some of the snippets for social media to come back and promote the webinar itself, but also I use the recording, load it up into my Techmatics platform, and then continuously offer people to come and watch this workshop anytime they like. You could run it as ads. Yeah, I could literally use this particular webinar recording after this and start running paid ads for free workshop on 30+ ways to scale your business. I could add it to my link tree as a free thing that people can come and opt into, so that when I do marketing, it leads to this workshop, which they're going to get. I'm going to get their email address for, and of course, the whole sales automation process commences. But this not only is going to bring you in more leads, scaling your business, it's also going to potentially lead to more sales. Now, you noticed when I do mine, I always say I'm never going to do sales pitches in my presentations. For me, the experience I want people to have is coming away with lots of information. And I hope it is information, because I want people to go, wow, this has been helpful. But notice what I have done throughout this program is very subtly, I've just gone, and on my platform, on Techmatics, we do this. I'm showing examples. In my services, I do this. I'm dropping hints throughout without doing the sales pitch. And this is where recording things like this and reusing them over and over again continuously exposes people to not only what you do, what you're an expert in, but also in how you can help them. Okay, step number 25 for scaling your business is to ensure that you have high converting sales pages for everything that you sell. I've talked to you in previous steps about creating courses, digital products, lead magnets, webinars, services, everything. Now, if you don't have a clear sales page that explicitly tells people what they get, your opt-ins or your inquiries or your quote requests for those things simply won't come in. Nobody buys a mystery product today, apart from the people who love the big Amazon boxes, but I can see why, right? People are very unlikely to buy stuff if they don't get it. So I would recommend, if you've written up a description about your thing, it really has to say to me, what do I get? What am I going to learn? What am I going to take away from that? Show it to a bunch of people, preferably somebody who knows nothing about your industry. Absolutely, literally take it to the Nana next door and say, if you were to read this, does it make any sense what I do? Because if Nana next door doesn't understand, your target customer is going to not understand either. So having a really high converting sales page is important. And on Techmatics, you get to have unlimited websites with unlimited domains connected. You can have unlimited landing pages, sales pages, same thing, by the way, to unlimited domains connected to your page. And there are hundreds of pre-built templates, funnels, web pages, and websites in there for you already. And especially for those of you who are course creators and so on, there's also templates in there for you to use as well. So if you want to scale, you want to make more money, make sure you've got yourself high converting sales pages. And if you need a grown-up to help, don't forget to book a call with a tech expert at Techmatics. They can help you make your sales page look sexy and get more conversions. Alrighty, tip number 6 for growing your business. We've talked about these repurposings. Oh, I think we've used this slide twice, haven't we? My bad. Okay, so step number 26, reminder. Make sure that you are recording everything and that you are breaking it up into multiple pieces of content. That always have a call to action that's going to get you some kind of contact information, a DM, which is connected to your Techmatics account, which means that you actually get that person connected as a contact by them simply DMing you, or we'll have your bot then take over the conversation at the very least. Tip number 27 for scaling your business is to automate your content marketing and your social media presence. I've talked in previous tips today about how important social media is for continued discoverability. What I haven't told you is this very important fact. Only around 1 to 10% of your actual friends and followers see all of your content on your feed. Only 1 to 10%. A lot of people say, you know, I don't know how often to post. I don't want to annoy people, right? No one's sitting there staring at your page apart from your favorite stalker, and they like it when you post stuff, right? So please do not think that you have to hold yourself back and your potential back and your scale back because you're scared of what someone else might say, right? Who cares about them? They're not paying your bills. Okay, you express yourself freely to your own level of comfort. Feel free to share who you are, what you love, what you're passionate about. And if you've been following me and listening to me saying that the best kind of content you can create is either educating or entertaining, then you can't over-help, over-educate, and over-entertain people. It's no such thing, right? So please post as often as you can keep up with producing content. And if you love what you do, you can make this fun. You also want to make sure that as you're batching your tasks, you are getting a system to do this posting for you, because ain't nobody got time for that. So what I do is I batch film my content, I batch edit the content, and then I upload everything to my Techmatics social media scheduler. And your Techmatics social media scheduler will connect to all of your social media profiles. And you say, I want this particular post to go out on this day, at this time, schedule, and it will then automatically post your social media content to all of the channels you've selected at the date and time you've selected. Scaling your marketing, scaling your omnipresence and visibility, scaling your business as a result. Okay, have I got 228s? No, I haven't. Tip number 28 for scaling your business is to use automated email sequences. Now, at the beginning of my session today, I talked about how important having an email automation is in your business. Those of you who can see my screen today will see that I've got an example of an automation in place, where at the top you have the trigger. So it might be the trigger is somebody joined your email list, right? You've got a new contact. And then you simply might send them a helpful email, wait a week, send them a helpful email, wait a week, send them a helpful email. And what this does over time is gives people lots of information about you, your style, and at the very bottom, this is the important part, the very bottom of every single email, we are making sure there is some kind of call to action. I have found after a decade of being an email marketer that the more personal and helpful you make your emails, i.e. there's some kind of story involved, it doesn't need to be long, I'm not talking about the beginning, the middle, and the end, like a paragraph, a sentence is even enough, with a little bit of a story, a helpful tip, which is the main body of the email, and then PS, first name at the bottom. Are you still thinking about, and in my case, creating an online course? If so, here are the 3 ways that I can help you do that. And then you're going to list, have you got a calendar appointment booking link? Have you got an online course? Have you got a free webinar? Have you got a done for you service? Is there a particular product they can buy? Boom, you're listing all of the ways that they can buy from you, making it really obvious, really clear what you do and what they can buy. This is where most people fail in making the sales, is that they just assume that the customer is going to go looking and searching through their through your website and is going to go and find what it is that you do. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are going to be willing, even after me giving 2 hours of my time to you for free today, to go to my website, start scrolling through all the pages, trying to go, I wonder how I can give Sarah money. Of course, you're not going to do that. Nobody does that. But if I simply send you an email today after the session saying, thank you so much for watching the workshop, hope you found it helpful. What were your favorite 3 tips? And PS, here are the 3 different ways I can help you do this. Right? Some of you are going to go, oh, nice, that's easy, click, that sounds interesting, right? So you have to make it simple for people to buy from you. You have to make it so obvious what you do and how you can help them. If you don't, you're not going to make the sale, because people do not go hunting through your stuff, finding out ways that they could possibly give you their money. You have to show them how you can help them. And these emails, every single one you send should have this at the bottom of it. Any of you have seen my emails, now all of you are on my list at least, go and watch my emails. You will see how I do this every single time and how a good 80% of my sales come because of this. And that's a lot of sales, by the way. Tip 29. Oh, we've done that one already. Okay, I've got a couple of duplicates in here. Tip 30 for scaling your business is to create a digital calendar, right? If people can't book a free call with you to have a chat about your products and your services, they might be less likely to buy. They might want to have that initial consultation, figure out a bit more about you, ask their questions, ease their sense of suspicion or worry or fear of investing in your product or service. But if you're going to do that whole ping pong thing, you're available on Tuesday at 3, can't pick up the kids, got a dentist appointment then, right? Going off to see my secret boyfriend, whatever it might be. It's really important that they have a digital calendar that they can just go in and book. And you can even make it so that if they have actually requested a quote, that they will be continuously checked in with until they have either booked the call or they've said, no, thank you, this is not for me. Again, super important. If any of you want to just see how this works as an example in real life, on my course creation services page, so if you just go to the sarahcordiner.com website, click on services, there's an option on there to get a customized quote for a course creation service. If you fill that quote in, what will happen behind the scenes is there's an automation that happens and it will just say, hey, do you want to book a call with me to discuss this? And then the email says decline, yes, let's do it. Basically that automation will keep following up with you until you've either booked a call with me to chat about it for free, or you said, no, thanks, this isn't for me. If you are missing this follow-up, and in a lot of cases, over 90% of the sales happen after the first 2 or 3 follow-ups, you are missing 90% of your sales. So if someone's contacted you, or at least filled in a quote form, they're clearly interested. So please do not underestimate the importance of having like this calendar system in place with an automation to make sure that you're following up with people on autopilot. Again, our team at Techmatics can set this up for you. This is part of the fundamental elements of the Techmatics features. But again, you can be offering consults, and on Techmatics, you can offer unlimited appointment types. For unlimited types of consults or done with you services or workshops or class bookings or event hire. We even have service-based calendars for those people who do like hairdressing, barbering, legal conversations. You can even have like beauty appointments where people can choose what eyelash, nails, manicure and everything they want to have, and the appointment time changes and alters based on the number of services that somebody has added to coming into your salon or to your location. And you can even use this for table bookings for restaurants and so on as well. So do go and speak to a tech expert if you want this stuff set up. But this is a great way, digital calendars and digital bookings, for people to have a lot easier process for buying from you. Scaling your business in the meantime. All right, 31 tips. 31. Here's the 31st tip for you in scaling your business, and that is to create really clear packages and quotes. In previous tips, I've talked to you about one of the ways to scale your business is with high ticket offers, and these higher ticket offers or these higher ticket services should ideally have 1 or 2, maximum 3 really clear, set, fixed packages. When you have fixed packages, you make it so much more easy for people to understand what it is that you're offering them. And again, if you want to have a look at how I've done this, go to sarahcordiner.com/services, and it will show you how you can take something that clearly isn't packageable, in the sense that how big is a course? Depends how big you want it. How big are the video lessons? How big do you want them, right? There's no laws or rules around the size of a course. But I've managed to make packages for these by saying, okay, well, in this case, here's an example of a standard type of course. Here's a package. Here's the fixed price. Make it really clear for people so that they can see what they're getting. Now, also have quote forms, because for you, again, there's always going to be people that need a customized program, that need a customized service that cannot possibly be packaged up for everybody. So list down like a menu, literally like a food menu, every single tiny thing you do for customers. And think of it, you know, what's your example of the 3 spring rolls and the garlic bread? What's your example of the main course? What are your examples of all of the desserts and add-ons and sprinkles and side dishes that you could possibly add? Price them all up individually per quantity of it. And then you can give people quotes or at least rough estimates for any kind of project. This can then be completely automated inside Techmatics, totally automated. Someone can fill that form in, it can send them back some pricing, and boom, you have yourself a way more scalable business, particularly in those higher end services, and particularly when this kind of thing is usually the human error, the human delay, the human bottleneck end. The faster you get these quotes out to people, the faster those returns and those sales can be made. 32 ways to scale your business is the 32nd way, is you can only do so much on your own. There's only so much one person can do. And if you want to multiply what you can do, yes, of course, adding tech is the ultimate way. But there are some things at the moment that only humans can do. I'm sure this might change as time goes on. However, you're going to need people at some point, and hiring a virtual assistant is one of the best ways for you to scale by being able to multiply the amount of work that can be done. And you can get virtual assistants still today for very, very, very affordable prices. You don't have to hire people full time. You might only hire somebody for a couple of hours a week just to help out with some administrative tasks. And that alone will change the game in your scalability and in how you multiply how much you're earning and doing in the business. So I'd recommend you get started by either taking my Busy to Boss workshop, which is inside the Legends Lab. That will walk you through how to create systems, how to hire somebody, where to hire them, and really how to massively scale your business through taking on and automating your tasks. However, I'd recommend, first of all, you write down every single thing that you do in your business all the time. If there's anything you do over the next few weeks, write it down, and then start writing instructions for every single one of those tasks that you do, as if you were going to hand them to a child. And I don't mean to say that because people are silly and it needs to be written down. The more you break down your tasks, the easier it is for somebody to follow them and do their life's best work, executing that task to the standard at which you expect. Staff are only as good as your instructions. And if staff are underperforming, 99% of the time, it's because the instructions they've been provided with simply aren't clear enough, or do not specify the standard of the work clear enough. It always comes back to leadership and the instructions every single time, as much as we hate to admit it. So make sure you're writing down these instructions, save them in the Google Drive, do a Loom video to show how you do it at the standard at which you do it. Then you can use an agency or a platform like Upwork to go and find your VAs. And before you know it, you have cloned yourself and you will have a business that can operate at a much higher scale. Tip number 33 for scaling your business is, once you have detailed down tasks and instructions for doing those tasks, whether you're doing them yourself or whether you've outsourced those to an assistant, is to then organize them in a proper task manager. And this also works for project management on individual projects as well. Now, Techmatics has a task manager that looks and feels exactly like a Trello board or ClickUp. It replaces all of those tools completely. And what I like to do this with my everyday tasks is I have a column called daily tasks, weekly tasks, monthly tasks, quarterly tasks, you get the point. And we then create a card for every single task. We put the Google link to the task instructions inside the card. You can assign the card and then set the recurring frequency that that task then has to be completed. And at that frequency of recurrence, it will then remind the staff member that's been assigned, even if that's you, that that task is now due. And this is how you can scale, because now you are on top of your business rather than constantly putting out fires. You're only dealing with things as they start blowing up and erupting at you. This is how you stay structured, pre-planned, absolutely in control of your business so that you can scale it beyond measure. And of course, if you are mixing this with that previous step of hiring virtual assistants, most of these tasks can be completely handed over to somebody else. They know what to do and they know when to do it. And your system is also following up and reminding them so that you don't have to become a manager as you take on a team. Okay, and I believe this is the absolute last one. So tip number 34 for scaling your business is to get grants and funding. At any one time, there is literally millions of dollars out there available to businesses for anything. Whether you are a not-for-profit or you are a for-profit commercial business, there is funding out there for you. And there are funding consultants and funding experts that do the paperwork for you. One of the things I do is I simply type in grants and then my location, or grants or funding and then my location. You can type in your town, your city, your state, and your country. And that will give you different results based on whether you're typing, which of those you're typing in. But it is amazing how much is there available to you. Now, you yourself could get ChatGPT or something to help you write these, but there are also grant funding writers out there who will either guarantee that you'll get back as much as you put in, or will at least only charge you if you obtain a grant. Now, just to give you some example, I've told you at the beginning of this program about how we managed to get a valuation for Techmatics at $15 million in its first year of operation. And part of being able to reach that level of growth was because we obtained funding to help us basically fast forward our development work. Being able to get some funding enabled us to do what would have taken us 5 years of self-investing, and we managed to do and pump out the development work we wanted to do within 12 months. So this can be absolutely substantial. Now, I use a funding expert because I believe in using people who are great at what they do. And if any of you would like to know who my funding specialist is, for those of you in Australia, she single-handedly obtained us $130,000 of funding last financial year, and has just told me this week that she's got us $160,000 of funding for this year to develop our business. And by the way, that is significantly more than we put into paying for her services. So if any of you would like her contact details, send me an email, sarah@sarahcordiner.com. I'll be more than happy to introduce you to my amazing fund person. So that brings me to the end of today's session. Not 21, not 30, but 30 plus ways of scaling your business. Now, I did tell you there's no sales pitches here, but just a couple of things I mentioned. My Legends Lab is my coaching program. You can join at any time. You can leave at any time. It helps you become a leading, well-known, standout expert in your field of expertise by learning how to package it all up, run your business effectively, do all of your operations, create courses, products, programs, how to do all of your marketing and scale your business to the next level. You can go check out more about that on sarahcordiner.com/legends. And at Techmatics, we've mentioned that quite a lot today. All of the tech features I showed you today can all be done on Techmatics and significantly more. It's an all-in-one business platform, CRM, course creation platform, the most awarded business platform in Australia. And we also have a completely free setup, a free trial, and 24-hour support on that as well. So do go and check out techmatics.com. Otherwise, I can stay for a little bit longer to ask any questions. Now, there's no way I'm going to be able to scroll through all the comments. So if you feel brave enough to turn on your microphone and ask me any questions, please do. Also, I just want to say, if any of you would like to send me an email, if you've got any questions, please just email me on sarah@sarahcordiner.com. I'm more than happy to answer those as we go through. I really hope you found this useful. Please do kindly let me know in the chats what 3 you are going to take away. If you are only allowed to pick 3 of the 30 plus strategies I've given you today, which 3 are you going to implement in the next 30 days to be able to scale your business? So I'd love you all to share those in the chat right now. And of course, if any of you would be kind enough to leave a review for me, that would also mean a great deal. But I'm now going to let you guys ask me some questions. So anyone want to turn on their microphone and ask anything? Yes, we've got a hand up there by Laura.
Yes, I have a question. Do you have a special package to join Legend Labs and the $97 a month special?
Yes, so we don't have any special offers on that. It's literally one price for everybody, unless you've been in Concept to Course before. So people who've joined Concept to Course in the past do get a special price to join the Legends Lab. However, it's one price for everyone, and that's available on the Legends Lab page on my website with all the info that you get from that program. There's no lock-in contracts or anything like that. You can join anytime you like. Some people then like to binge loads, go away and implement, pause their membership, and then come back again a little bit later. I'm totally okay with that happening because I want everyone to use it and be open to use it in a way that fits in with their life.
And also, do you need your own autoresponder email, or do you have one at Tech?
So I do highly recommend, because of the recent email changes, that you do at least have your own domain. So everyone, you should have yourwebsite.com at the very least, because not having that can now reduce your email deliverability. And so as long as you've bought that from somewhere like GoDaddy or Square or Crazy Domains, it doesn't matter where you've bought it from, when you sign up to Techmatics, what will happen is one of the girls will just take over your screen on Zoom and they just connect that domain to your Techmatics account, so that from that point onwards, all of your emails will go out as your name at yourdomain.com.
Via the Techmatic email.
Correct, yes.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Pleasure. Any more questions?
Hey, Sarah.
Yes. Oh. Hey, Camille.
How are you? Awesome session. Thank you. Side question, really. I'd really like to find, where do I get a demo where I can have a kind of look around Techmatic? I can't, yeah, I'm sort of on the fence, so I need to chat.
On the fence, awesome. So anyone who wants to have a little look-see and a little peek, there's two ways you can get a demo. One is to just go to techmatics.com, and right on the front homepage, there is a button called Features and Demos. If you click on the Features and Demos page, there's a massive sort of probably about 45-minute demo that I've done, that I walk you through every feature. And then each individual feature down the page has micro demos as well. If you'd prefer to jump on a call with one of our tech experts for a real live demo on a Zoom, there's also the option to do that from the demos page as well. So you'll just book an appointment and someone will show you whatever features you'd particularly like them to go and give a dig deep into, or answer any more questions that come out after watching your video.
Perfect, thank you.
Pleasure. Any more? Therese.
Hi, Sarah. Amazing, as usual. So I wanted to ask a question around VA. So obviously I use your amazing team to do kind of one-off jobs, or to actually, when I haven't quite nailed something, to get it done and fix it up and make sure the journey works and stuff like that. But do you know any VA services that are really good at Techmatics as a platform?
Look, there are a lot out there. There are a lot of VA services and individual VAs that can help you with Techmatics. Like it's kind of hard to say, because it really comes down to the individual that you pick, which comes down to what experience they personally have. You know, using email marketing, using course creation, using funnel building. I personally prefer to use my own and create and train my own VAs. So I find all of my team, most of my team I found through Upwork. I've just been really clear in the job description what skills they need to have. And so I always put, they must be expert level at funnel building, at email marketing, at creating workflows and automations, at creating calendars, at creating courses, setting up webinars. So basically just go through every single feature of Techmatics, and I just list must be an expert level at all of these things. And then it's just a case of just going through who applied at the rate that you've put up there. You know, you might want to set the rate at anywhere from $5 to $10 an hour, and just see who applies. If that's not collecting anyone, you might want to increase your price range, and seeing their reviews that they've got, looking at their portfolios. And then to get the best people, and this is how I've managed to hire the best teams, is I then give them all, I'll hire 3 people, like my top 3, I'll give them each a $20 job. And that $20 job each is very similar, but I then give them each that $20 job and see who followed the instructions best, who took an initiative at a level that wasn't risky, but really took it above and beyond the standard I expected. And I let the work speak for itself. The person who produced the best output in the fastest time, they get the job.
Great idea. I didn't know you could do that. That's fantastic. Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh, do you know anyone in like Dale's, pod that
I've never used anyone else's agency myself, so I couldn't answer that question, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions? No. Awesome. Okay, well, I'd love again to just pop in the chat because I'm going to be downloading the chat after today's session just to see if I've missed any questions, which I'll come back and answer if I didn't. And I really want to know which ones everyone liked the most. So please let me know your top 3 of those strategies that you were definitely going to focus on implementing in the next 30 days. And then I can maybe create some content over the next 30 days that might focus a bit more on the ones that came out as the most popular. But otherwise, thank you so much for giving up a couple of hours of your time today to come and join this. I really hope that you found it useful. Of course, in return, without all of the sales pitches going down your throat, I really hope that I might be able to get a positive review from you or a recommendation, or tell somebody they have to come back and watch this recording if they weren't here live today. That would really mean a lot to me so that I can reach and help more people too. Thank you. Good luck. Keep scaling, keep experimenting. Remember, every single thing is an experiment. There's no such thing as trying it once, didn't work, forget it. It's all about try it once, what did work, what didn't work, what could work better. Let's iterate and try again and try again. Your success is going to come down not to whatever fancy schmancy sexy strategies you use. It's going to simply come down to consistency, resilience, and persistence over a long period of time. And that, my friend, you can absolutely do. I've got your back, cheering you on. See you soon. Bye. See ya. Bye.